If I were you, I'd do as little movement as possible around here. Because there is money here. If we could fucking... Thank you! Right there. There we go. There is actually money in here, as hard as that is to believe. Let's see if we can get those. Yep, there we go. 1,000 bills. Late, but I'm calling it. Is that really all there was? I could have swore there was more in it. And then you can get some right in here, too. Oh my god! You see the thing, Luigi. Shake it. Shake your money maker. Whatever, I give up. If you analyze the thing, he just says, what is this? Anyway, I'm not going to read this dialogue. Maybe I will. I could just stare at Mario painting for hours. It's true what they say about fine art. It takes utterly refined sensibilities to truly appreciate it. The way you plead for help, Mario, I find it so satisfying. Perhaps that is merely because I remember how much trouble you've caused me in the past. Seriously though, who would actually believe that mansion guts give away in a contest? Talk about stupid. What do they have to feed you, Mario brothers, anyway? Gullible soup? Your brother came all this way just to get turned into a painting. It's just terrific. However, the Mario painting looks lonely. It must have a Luigi painting as well. Then my gallery would truly be complete. I am not afraid of you, fool. I fear only that infernal poltergeist you carry on your back. Stupid machine. But I am the king among boos. I swear it. I shall fear no mere house cleaning device. I must say I despise the way you schloop vacuumed all my friends. Don't imagine that I'll flee. I'll face you like a true boo. Now join your brother. And this is your final boss, Bowser. Honestly, as weird as it is, I actually didn't see it coming and all that my first time playing through it. So for some reason the idea kind of surprised me. Oh, good job. And of course he's not necessarily a pushover, neither is King Boo. And the idea of how you fight Bowser, of course, I enjoy as all hell as well. I like the idea that you blast his head off, because when I first did that I was like, dear God, I killed him. But no, and that's when you find out it's a suit. A robot, if you will. I also like this move for some reason. I think it'd be cool if they referenced it in some sort of fashion. Yeah, no, like for the final boss, I was expecting just King Boo, but the idea that they brought in Bowser, I don't know, it felt cool to me. Ugh. Those aren't normally hard to dodge, but for some reason I'm just shit. So, I apologize for my lack of skill. Oh, don't do that, please. Turn around. Yeah, and of course, when he started doing that the first time, I just dodged it and ran away. Not knowing what to do. You don't want to get hit with that. You want to run away. Those all just exploded. I don't like this angle. This angle is making me uncomfortable. This is the worst. This is how you play horribly. I'm actually going to die. He can chain you too. Come on! And I know I'm gonna die because, like, I'm for some reason shit at dodging those ice attacks. Thank you. Like, he gets surprisingly accurate for some reason while I'm trying to do something involving recording. Other to just be walked back and forth, but yeah. I like the idea of how much health they gave him too. Because, you know, it feels like it's long enough to make it a decent length fight. A decent final boss, a good close to a good game. Oh, goody. Yeah, that almost ended badly. Holy shit, I'm actually a little bit on edge. I'm more or less curious. I'm gonna, like, try and act casual about my death. Uh-oh. This I love. It's kind of scary because he runs around and he can hurt the shit out of you when he does it. But I like it because it's funny. And yeah. That almost hurt me. Also, I kind of like the fact that you're fighting on the roof like I thought you would. When I did get to this point, I was pleasantly surprised too. He doesn't have the energy. Luigi, you did it. You're truly remarkable, my boy. I supplied the poltergeist with it, but you ran all the way to the top. You made me proud. What's that? You found King Boo. He jumped into a painting of Bowser, you say? He even blew fire at you. Well, well, in all my years of ghost research, I've never heard such a fascinating tale. And that career spans 60 years, mind you, while I still recording, starting as young as a whelp who trembled at the mere thought of a ghost. Trembled, I say. I beg your pardon, this old brain goes recollecting now and again. I could sit down and fill a week spinning ghost yarns at the last. Right, everyone, Luigi, grab your brother's painting and bring him to the lab. Poor little fellow's fallen asleep. He must have just collapsed with relief and exhaustion when he saw you arrive. I'll get the machine ready to return your brother to his former state, alright? I'll be expecting you both. Alright, so we're all done. I've discussed the shit I wanted to discuss today. I've gone over just about every beta element I can think of. The only other one I can think of that I forgot was the boos in the beta were actually very small little things. So they weren't as big and problematic. There was a bunch more of them, but they were like really tiny and they'd be sucked up easily, more like the way the mice would be, as far as a comparison goes. That would be the only other thing I could think of that I left out. In other words, shit, we're done. I gotta go record that cutscene. I got a backup file, so it shouldn't take that long. Actually, it might. Oh, I don't know what I want to do. I'll get it done eventually, I know that much. It's just a matter of when it is on my mind. I've been at it for an hour 24. I was actually expecting 2 hours, so I'm not necessarily bothered by the fact that it's less. Yeah, it's lovely paintings. I wonder if they can still, like, feel consciousness inside those paintings. Mario is a bit different because he was animate during it. As to these guys aren't animate, so I wonder if they can feel things, because the fortune teller said, you know, peace and oil is returned to it. Yeah, you see how worthless those are. King Boo's hat counts as one of them. As for the gold diamonds are worth billions. 118 million. That is past our goal. We have exceeded expectations and achieved perfect rankings. 。
me. Oh, oh, oh,
That's the kind of thing that scares me the most. Could you imagine being Mario and having to get that off your head? That would be absolutely atrocious. Jesus. Ugh. I remember hearing stories when I was in like middle school and elementary school about kids who would get stuck because they'd like put their body through the chair. Like they'd usually have chairs with holes in it and stuff. And it's like, oh, well, they'd get themselves stuck. And I'm like, dear Lord, that sounds absolutely terrifying because you'd have to get like a fucking saw or something just to get them out. And then that thing's metal. How are you gonna get them out of that? That's absolutely horrifying to think about. Anyway, this has been Luigi's Mansion. Overall, I'd say the project went well. I'm honestly more curious about this recording session than I am any other. I'd say the first one was pretty damn fine. The second one was acceptable. I've covered useful topics, and then this one's like more personal and out there, so I'm almost curious. I'm mainly curious how I'm going to edit it, because like usually when I edit, I try and find a point where I shut the fuck up so I can split the video. As to where, since I'm so consistently like on about talking, that I'm really curious. And I also try and keep it relevant to like either what's going on in the game or what's going on with what I'm saying, because like I cut a video earlier, like it was a 12-minute video, because I knew the billiard room was going to bring it up further than I wanted it to, so I made that video shorter. And I also had to cut it at a certain point because I knew I was going to start talking, and I was like, I don't want to cut this in the middle of the whole headache part. I remember that, because that was leading up to the billiard room, and I don't know, I'm just kind of curious how I'm going to edit this. I am that kind of weird, is that I worry about these kind of things. I didn't discuss anything about future projects. I will say, because I've been asked about it, people... I have No More Heroes 2. I still have not beaten it, and people wanted to know my opinion on it. Honestly, I'd say it's worth LPing. Like, it's a game that's acceptable for that manner, but I don't like the game as much as I like the first one, so I could very potentially LP No More Heroes 2. I just don't think I'll enjoy it as much. And this is what the money's for. The more you collect, the better house you get as a reward. So, and your ranking. So I got A rank, which is the best possible thing you could get. Any other time I'd usually get E rank and I wouldn't understand it. But yeah, it's the matter of collecting the money. So that's as good as we got it. I'm talking so much more than I need to. I was hoping I would have had the commentary done by now. I'm sorry. Future LPs, there's always things up for grabs. There's always different things. I guess while this is going on, I actually like the music for the screen. I don't know why. The menus is pretty cool because they change the letters and stuff based on what you click, so that changes too, and things of that nature. Future LPs, I've always got things in mind. It's more or less based on a mood thing, but as far as what I'm going to do next, I don't know. It's whatever I'm in the mood for. I have things in mind on what I want to do. It's getting around to doing them as well that is also fun. There is also another thing. There's a Pikmin. Yeah, the Pikmin trailer. If I could get that game, I'd consider doing that too. I don't have it. I mainly don't have it because a friend said she'd give it to me, and she said that years ago. So I mean, I could buy it, but I just haven't. So Pikmin would be a game I'd consider doing. Other words, I'm JC4R. I apologize for talking about all the useless shit you don't care about, if you don't care about it. If not, I'll see you with my next project. Yeah.